4 years ago, on an excursion to Caica that I had in an ecology class, I remember that we walked on a train tracks while observing the landscape of Bogota Savannah. It was a beautiful show. Long meadows, huge houses with extensive crops, and fresh air in a quiet place. My teacher explained to us the types of ecosystem that exist before human intervention and all the new unnatural species that are now found, brought mainly from Europe. I remember that every time we point at a different plant, she sadly told us that it was an invasive organism. And you cannot imagine the enormous amount of fauna and flora that we see daily around us that is not even from our continent. If I ask each of you which plants are decorate your homes, I'm sure that the vast majority will be a foreign plant. It was estimated that 70% of the species that surround us have been brought from other places to feed us, to serve us, and even decorate our environment and our homes. So we should not be surprised if some of these species represent a danger to us or to the native biodiversity of our country. An example of this type of invasive and destructive species is the bullfrog. The bullfrog is an amphibian originated in the United States and was irresponsibly brought from Brazil to establish breeding grounds for export. This frog is characterized by voracious appetite, capable of devouring anything that fits in its mouth. You can imagine that? From the little insects to little mammals and birds. In addition, the bullfrog causes environmental imbalance by competing for food and space with native species, since it has a high rate of growth and adaptability. Consequently, many of 600 species of native frogs are disappearing because of the invader. Since invasive species represent a major threat to ecosystems, it is necessary to implement measures to control and mitigate these species, and thus eliminate or reduce the negative impact that it can generate on biodiversity. For it is proposed to carry out an commercial hunting campaigns, differentiate from sport hunting by having the endorsement and control of environmental entities, which can be implemented in the place where this invasive species is currently found. Therefore, commercial hunting will not only dismiss the presence of the bullfrog, but will also benefit the local community and open the possibility of consumption of a new type of protein. It is clear, people need natural biodiversity, but nature also needs people. Each organism is a book. Each species, in this case each amphibian that is becoming extinct, contains words that have only been written in that book. If one becomes extinct, a book is lost, and with it the messages and words it contains. Every time that we introduce by mistake or intentionally a harmful organism, we may be destroying an entire library. The introduction of invasive species is a problem that deserves more attention. And by first, preventing the movement of species that may pose a risk elsewhere, or by developing this or another strategy for mitigation of invasive species, we can alleviate the mass extinction of native species. Thank you.